Welcome to Extreme Rules, now with only 15% extreme match stipulations.
Evolution returns!
Minus Ric Flair, of course. Evolution isn't really Evolution without Ric Flair. Otherwise, what the hell was this team? Team Baldheads? Kane has completely forgotten about the training Dr. Shelby provided for him and Daniel Bryan. We need to call him up. Anyone have his number? Unnecessary jump scare is unnecessary. By this point, it's gotten extremely annoying to see every single promo. This event is titled Extreme Rules, and yet Rob Van Dam is in a simple triple threat match with no real big extreme stipulation added. Why couldn't they have made this a hardcore match or something? Also, this is a triple threat elimination match with no big prize at the end. Confused me on why this whole thing existed.
RVD, Paul Heyman, Jack Swagger.
Wait, what? So are you telling me that Paul Heyman is actually a participant in this match? Does that mean Cesaro was the one accompanying Paul instead of the other way around? Damn, this just got interesting. Previously already on WWE. Getting boring recaps over with, I see. Fuck you, fuck you, fuck you! And that's why Jack Swagger shouldn't have wasted his time trying to shout "We the People" once again in a match with more than one opponent. Not gonna lie, that was an impressive way for Rob Van Dam to escape Jack Swagger's oncoming attack. Looking like a good start so far. Damn, that was extreme! The almighty power bomb connected in the softest way possible. How very extreme indeed!
Put Van Dam away. Let me do it.
This referee is obviously hoping that RVD wins the match, considering he hesitated to count the first time and restarted the pinfall. What a dumbass. RVD is eliminated. This is bullshit. Damn it, RVD. If I were Jack Swagger, I'd be pissed, realizing my fun swing ride was cut short.
He's been doing so much pace that he might lose weight out here.
Haha, screw you.
Oh my goodness. Ridiculous.
This triple threat match is actually pretty exciting with moves like that. Cesaro's amazing strength as he superplexed Jack from the ring apron, followed by RVD's 5-star frog splash. I guess not all extreme moments have to involve weapons. Michael, are you serious? It's clearly obvious that Jack Swagger got pinned. He didn't even move throughout the entire pinfall. How can you think he kicked out? Bicep kissing. This has got to feel awkward for any fan that's literally standing behind Cesaro right now. Gotta feel sorry for that fan. Rob Van Dam really knows his extreme. Well, duh, of course he does. Awesome move. Okay, that's like the 7th or 8th time in less than 10 minutes that RVD has done his signature taunt. No offense, but can you not do that all of the Rob Van Dam time? Alright, that was horrible. I am so sorry, folks. It took RVD almost the entire match before he realized there are no disqualifications in this match and he is allowed to use weapons. So much posing. No wonder RVD loses this match. Also, trash buns.
Look out for the health and well-being of all of our superstars.
After Daniel Bryan absolutely annihilated your husband at WrestleMania and proved the authority wrong by winning the WWE Championship, why do you even care about Daniel's well-being, Stephanie?
Demon Kane.
What chance? What chance? Also, obvious sarcasm from Stephanie McMahon is obvious. Her accent is usually right on point. This is an exception, sadly.
The man that makes fools out of all Americans.
Since when the hell did Lana start worshipping Donald Trump? Well, what we got here is a 2-on-1 handicap match with Alexander Rusev taking on R-Truth and Xavier Woods. And as much as Alexander was destroying those two over the last few weeks, this is a match you can skip when it comes to pay-per-view events, as we obviously know where this is heading. Pre-match assault. Also, no offense, but Xavier Woods is a complete moron, running straight toward Alexander Rusev without R-Truth and getting his ass kicked that easily. Horrible strategy.
Cover him.
Not exactly easy for R-Truth to cover Alexander for a pinfall when Alexander is actually getting back to his feet almost instantly. Ah. R-Truth taps out, the referee calls for the bell, and from the looks of things, the timekeeper is fast asleep out of boredom from this match, which might explain why the bell didn't ring immediately. Wake up! Even if it's a post-match assault, Xavier never got the chance to truly be involved in the action of the match, so here you go. Dave Bautista's I really wish I weren't here right now, and I can't believe I was lied to about the promises I was given upon my return to the WWE face.
That our egos.
Triple H and his destroyed voice, competing with a cold apparently. That's gotta suck. Hope he feels better while he's getting his ass kicked. Ambrose Reigns Seth Fringement is the best I could come up with in this case. It was close enough, honestly. So, did Bad News Barrett keep a microphone up his ass the entire time? That's a little creepy to think about.
Very much.
Bad News Barrett is already in the ring and he finished delivering his promo, but instead of playing Big E's entrance, let's replay Bad News Barrett's, because reasons.
To join us on Instagram.
Michael Cole knows how much I dislike being invited to talk about these pay-per-view events on Twitter and even on Facebook, so he gives Instagram a shot. I somehow have not made myself clear. Also, Bad News Barrett making a horrible mistake by immediately turning his back on Big E and focusing on the audience. Ow, my hand! This referee taking all the time in the world just to make sure Big E's shoulders were down, even though it doesn't take a genius to figure that out. Good lord, just stop it already. Hopefully Bad News figured out that constantly posing and messing around with the audience is the worst strategy ever in a championship match. Or any match for that matter. Remember the days when Bad News Barrett's Wasteland move was such a big deal? Man, I miss those days of the Nexus. Nowadays, the Wasteland is easily kicked out of like it's nothing. This match may have been poor, but the way Bad News connected the Bullhammer elbow after Big E countered the first time was a cool way to end it. I know that a rematch takes place at Payback, but since this event is called Extreme Rules, why is this match a traditional 6-man tag team match with traditional rules? Whereas the match at Payback was a no-holds-barred tornado tag team elimination match.
Finding the greatest talent.
And letting Vince McMahon make a complete mockery of them. Oh, I'm sorry, did I say that too loud? Pfft, what's the worst they can do to me anyway? Really? Justin Roberts labels Randy Orton as the Viper, labels Dave Bautista as the Animal, but refers to Triple H as the COO of WWE instead of the Game? I'm sorry, but the COO Hunter doesn't wrestle, the Game Hunter does. Get it right! It's still sad how Evolution has made their big-time return after 10 years and yet nobody in the audience gives a shit, and they're the ones who want big-time returns to happen.
Cerebral Assassin knows something about playing games.
Haha, fuck you.
I love the audacity of the Shield making these guys wait.
I don't. If anything, I'm getting more and more annoyed with every second I have to wait for the Shield's music to hit.
Boy came out to the ring.
Dean Ambrose, a guy who has been the United States Champion for nearly a full year by now and hasn't defended it since 2013, casually tosses the US title like it's a piece of garbage. All the more reason why he was one of the worst United States Champions in history. And all the more reason why singles titles don't belong in stables because they're completely forgotten about. That's just Roman Reigns. That's not the entire Shield. Should have shown their name graphics when they were coming down the aisle.
I don't even know if it yet.
The referee clearly called for the bell to ring, signaling the start of this 6-man tag team match. But once again, the timekeeper is asleep. That's twice in less than an hour.
What wins out this match?
Probably the first guy to get a pinfall or submission against his opponent? I don't know, just a wild guess.
We'll never be the same after this match.
What are you talking about? It's just a regular tag team match with no major stipulation added to it.
Randy Orton.
Michael Cole says Randy Orton's name after a moment of silence, and then there's another moment of silence. Awkward reminder about Randy's name, I presume?
He's almost there.
Dean Ambrose and Roman Reigns seriously didn't see Hunter and Dave running toward them? Does peripheral vision not exist in this world? Dean is on the apron, hoping to get tagged in. Meanwhile, Roman is just standing outside the ring, looking away from the action for whatever reason. Get back on the apron! I've seen wrestlers fall for Dean's rope flip trick many times, but for Randy to acknowledge that he's watching only to get knocked over is even worse. Dean. Looks like Dean Ambrose shouldn't have had that 5th shot of vodka prior to competing in this match. Go home, Dean. You're drunk. These fans are fucking disgusting, pathetic, and disrespectful. I'm sorry, but it's true. The moment you hear them chanting, "You can't wrestle" to freaking Batista is the moment you know these fans are pathetic. Anyone chanting "You can't wrestle" to any wrestler is worth 5 sins, but doing that to a legendary wrestler doubles that penalty. Were the fans seriously that horny for Daniel Bryan 5 years ago? Hunter taking his time is not exactly the brightest thing to do in a match against the freaking Shield. Dave was already starting to fall before Roman Reigns could even connect with that jumping clothesline. How does Randy keep falling for everything? Dares Roman to come at him just like he did with Dean earlier and easily lets himself be taken down? What is wrong with Randy Orton tonight? Wow, that was an awesome toss into the Spanish commentators. Or at least it would have been amazing had I been able to see exactly what the hell just happened. Haha, the cameraman fell. Seth Rollins is a dick to his own partner, and it was only the beginning of that too. Maybe this was the first sign of Seth aligning himself with the Authority a month later. But also, I'll throw away a few sins for Seth's amazing leap off the stands to the concrete floor below. That was pretty extreme indeed. As good as this match was, it lacked extreme moments. The only extreme thing about this match was Seth's leap off the stands, but that was pretty much it, sadly. Well, thanks for letting us know that you love bunnies, Adam Rose, as if that even matters. Then again, a bunny becomes more popular than Adam himself. Also, freaking Adam Rose. The build-up to John Cena versus Bray Wyatt in a steel cage match was one of the scariest I've ever seen, and I freaking love it!
A couple of years ago at MetLife Stadium.
Actually, WrestleMania 29 took place at MetLife Stadium last year, not a couple of years ago, Michael.
John Cena and The Rock in one of the biggest main events.
I think you meant to say one of the worst and unnecessary rematches in WrestleMania history, actually. Your sheet mask is sexy, Eric. Did I ever tell you that? Also, it takes nearly 2 minutes for Bray Wyatt to enter the cage upon the completion of his creepy entrance. Let's go now! I think he's got the whole world in his hands chant. Wyatt and Rowan? Wow, Michael Cole has completely forgotten Luke Harper's name. That's pretty sad. Normally I'd send a wrestler from monologuing during a match, but in this case, Bray is forcing John Cena's face against the cage while monologuing, causing physical and mental torture at the same time, and that is awesome.
We were hoping this was going to be a fair fight.
Really? With the Wyatt family at ringside, you actually thought this would be a fair fight between Bray and John? Michael Cole is stupid, as always. Bray's addicted to John Cena's. Bray Wyatt is without a doubt one of the scariest wrestlers in WWE history. Doing things like ballroom dance into his unconscious opponent is disturbing, which makes this great. Crawling to the door upside down like that in the corner of the screen while John is attempting to climb out adds more horror to the mix. Sorry, but no. I clearly saw John Cena jump toward the cage on his own. Bray had nothing to do with it. You just had to ruin a good moment, John. John taking all the time in the world preparing to muscle his way out of the cage with Eric Rowan blocking his path. You do realize you're giving Bray Wyatt the time to recover and get you back into the ring, right?
Come on, John, this is your chance.
Quit your cheerleading, Jerry. This game of tug-of-war looks pretty awkward considering John is clearly not pulling back on Bray's legs. When it comes to being thrown into cages during steel cage matches and making it look good, John Cena is the absolute worst. That one moment when they got your beard sin actually causes a sin removal due to the comedy added to the mix. Was the poorly lowered voice pitch effect necessary for this moment? Having this random kid sing with his actual voice would have worked just fine. This, not so much.
What the hell was that?
A leopard seal running for president of the United States. What the freaking hell do you think that was? Like, seriously. Copy site infringement. Skip the damn pre-show panel.
Gritty, powerful, passionate, and pale.
Really? Jerry Lawler always with the pale jokes when it comes to wrestlers like Paige and even Sheamus. Dick.
That night, but she said,
From the looks of Tamina Snuka's swing, she wouldn't have connected with Paige even if Paige didn't move out of the way. Another drunk punch like Dean Ambrose earlier?
that's what she plans to do here tonight.
What the hell is even going on here?
By Paige.
Tamina clearly kicked out before the referee could even hit a 1 count on the mat, so this was actually a no count. I just might have to throw in an additional 3 sins for Paige's poor attempt at pinning Tamina, keeping her right shoulder off the mat as much as possible. Man, I disliked the Divas division back then. Tamina hit several body slams as though she's trying to start her own trend of Body Slam City before Suplex City became a thing several months later.
For the Divas Championship.
Just like earlier with the no count, this was clearly a 1 count, not a 2 count. Now we're just waiting on the 3 count from an obvious 2 count to complete the cycle.
For the victory.
Yep, there it is. What is wrong with this referee tonight? And why is this Divas title match even a thing at Extreme Rules with no stipulation added to it? Apparently, we're not finished with the Wyatt family tonight for whatever reason. Can we just get to the main event, please?
I don't get it.
Neither do I, but thankfully we don't have to worry about Little Johnny, considering we will never see Little Johnny again following this night.
Daniel Bryan realizing his dream.
For the 3rd time. Yeah, he already won the WWE Championship 2 times prior to this moment. Just saying, it would be more impactful if this was the first time he ever won the title.
You bastard!
That was cringe hearing Stephanie McMahon call Kane a bastard the first time. Hearing it in the promo is just as cringe. About time we had another moment like this, where the Extreme Rules match begins outside the ring. That's when things get exciting right off the bat. Ooh, pretty kendo stick. That one random fan who said, "Hey Kane, you suck," sounded like he was either being sarcastic or was afraid of what Kane would do if he actually heard him. Daniel unintentionally pressing Kane's face into his Brian's. This is supposed to be a PG show, Daniel. Gross.
The head of a goat.
I'm sorry, but that was a pretty poor attempt at a Hurricane Rana from the top rope. For someone Kane's size, I don't think he should be on the receiving end of one of those. You can clearly see Kane preparing to leap backwards over the top rope. And he's also watching Daniel the whole time, so that makes it twice as bad. Yikes, not looking good in one of the few extreme matches tonight.
See the top of that trip.
The top of that what? Did Michael Cole say trib or something? Because I don't think that's a word. What an epic fail! Kane tried to throw a chair into the ring and ended up getting denied the chance. Also, Kane should be thankful that the chair ricocheted off the ropes, otherwise he would have been given Daniel Bryan free weapons to use against him. See? Even the chair knows that it's a bad strategy.
This is not good for Daniel Bryan.
No shit, really? What kind of landing from a missile dropkick was that? Seriously, that was a very poor landing, no doubt. Daniel tried to take apart the American announce table, but only ended up ripping off the paper attached to the cover. Never saw that before, but I laughed a lot at the fail. Quite a few funny fails tonight, aren't there? Sorry, but that was a giant paper sheet or something. I highly doubt that would have affected Kane at all. Then again, Daniel could probably shoot him with a Nerf gun and it would give him the victory and the title. Take that, Stairs! Daniel Bryan being thrown into a bucket of ice and water accidentally foreshadowed the ALS Ice Bucket Challenge that took place throughout the following summer. They don't have to listen to you. It's an Extreme Rules match, which means anything goes. Sure, these two can only pin or submit inside the ring, but that doesn't mean they're restricted to being in the ring. Psycho Kane drowns TV. Also, what the hell is Kane's problem? He's beating down Daniel Bryan, but then randomly decides to grab a TV and then throw it in the ice bucket? I don't get it.
Fortunately out of the way.
Great, look what you did, Kane. Now we gotta go through the rest of the show hearing the sounds of crackling electricity. Oh god, that was just horrible. What the fuck's a snow shovel doing inside the Izod Center in the middle of spring? Whose idea was it to randomly bring in a snow shovel to a place that obviously has no snow? Kane is addicted to parking valets. Wait a minute, hold on. Daniel dropped a crowbar on the concrete floor and there was no sound heard when it connected with the floor? What kind of crowbar doesn't make a clanging noise when it hits a concrete floor? Daniel Bryan's damn, I really wish this was a Falls Count Anywhere match so I can pin Kane right here, right now face. The sight of Daniel taking Kane back to the ring with a forklift was the best part of this match. Couldn't stop laughing at this moment. Not gonna lie, that was also pretty extreme, seeing Daniel leap off the top of the forklift in the dive and headbutt. Kane is clearly tapping out, yet the referee ignores it and allows the match to continue. Do your job, stupid dumbass.
No, you gotta be kidding me!
Hell yeah! ECW all the way!
Somebody's gonna put Bryan through the table!
Daniel is addicted to Kane's big red machines. Even through the flames and smoke, I saw that occur.
Oh my god! Oh my god!
Kane sadly didn't put enough gasoline on the table.